Today we were at the National Emergency Briefing at the Central Hall in Westminster. It was organised by the team behind Climate Science Breakthrough. There were 10 experts or scientists that were really distilling the most up-to-date summaries of the science around some key areas. It was just such a good summary all in one place. I think often you hear this and it's sort of couched in lots of other words or lots of other messaging. This was really succinct, really just cut through. I mean, it was really hard hitting, and it's kind of getting the train home thinking, God, this is quite a heavy thing to sort of have to wrestle with. And the whole intention of it was to sort of reset the national conversation around the climate and nature crisis, acknowledging how it's sort of been sidelined, I guess, by other global dynamics and geopolitics, and actually how the rhetoric around action has been a bit watered down. A lot of conversation around the idea if we don't act now, the impacts in the future will be far more severe. And a lot of that was around cost. One of these dynamics also was this sense that if we don't act now in a really planned and orderly way, that it's going to happen anyway in a more chaotic and violent fashion. And so that sense that we need to really take control of this and transition. Another key message was the radical position is to not do anything. The status quo is the thing that makes no sense at all. And then actually the logical, rational, sensible thing to do is to transition. We need to just completely stop burning fossil fuels, and that's something we need to do very quickly. Messaging around a mixture of both the technological solutions that we need to really scale, particularly around things like renewable energy as a way to be able to get off fossil fuels, but also needs to be paired now with a real social change and shifts, dramatic changes in our lifestyle. And a lot of that then was also couched in the triple win, and that sense that actually by doing this one thing, you then end up having these other benefits. Another key piece, moving to a plant-rich diet and the importance of that, and actually that being a really significant thing that we need to be doing far more of. Another really important piece of this, challenging misinformation, particularly around things like we can't afford net zero, and really trying to cut through that. It needs to be done in a fair and just way, and that actually poorest people in society, both either in the UK or globally, are the ones that need to feel the benefit of this, and that it's through benefiting them that it will benefit everyone. Another aspect was the really diverse mix of people there. I mean, Brian Eno was there, but people were coming together from all aspects of society. We all have a responsibility within our spheres to be able to make the change happen. It's going to then be distilled into something that then will be broadcast nationally. There's a letter to the Prime Minister and also national broadcasters saying this needs to be something fundamentally shared, really important. We need to get this message out and change the conversation, really shift it to a far more science-based reality of what this emergency is. There was some really important messaging as well around this sense of acknowledging that it's an emergency, having courage and urgency to act now.